I must say I am thankful for these young men for how they stood up, not only for me, but for a body. And I appreciate that very much. I am very sorry to see that this all happened because of someone could not or did not use their discretion and cost these men their jobs.
14 local taxi drivers have been suspended for 3 months by the Department of Road Safety after what the drivers call standing in solidarity with one of their taxi cab brothers. The drama unfolded on June 18th at the Providenciales Airport taxi stand when longtime cab driver Joe Williams was suspended because his taxi cab had not been inspected as yet. The drivers held a press conference at the law office of Finbar Grant and Associates today, where they explained that on arrival at the Providenciales International Airport last week, they were greeted with a memo from the traffic department on the taxi waiting stall. That memo, the drivers told News 4, had their names on the chopping block. This after they stood up against road safety officials in a matter that they were uneasy about.
We were suspended because one of the taxi drivers, he said that he did not have an inspection, so they would not give him a job. So we was concerned. I had the same problem not having my inspection, and they asked me to go down, and I refused to go. So he asked me in individual, would I go? I told him no, and the rest of the taxi drivers, they stand behind me and they said the same thing. They will not go down because Mr. Joe Williams did not get his job because they say he did not have an inspection.
Suspended taxi driver Dolzy Delancey said they stood in unity because they strongly believe that the job refusal of their colleague was unmerited. He added that general inspections by the traffic department are done every 6 months, with this period's deadline falling on June 30th, which is now still 4 working days away. The 14 taxi drivers implicated in the objection were formally sent letters from Director of the Traffic Department, Richard Garland, stating the reason behind their suspension. In an exclusive interview with News 4 at their attorney's office this evening, the drivers said that instead of taking matters into their own hands, they are taking legal actions and have hired attorney at law Finbar Grant.
This incident happened as a result of these gentlemen taking a stand with one of their colleagues in regards to him being refused work. Now the gentlemen just simply withdrew their services, and as independent workers, they have a right to do that. They don't have an employer per se that tells them the time that they ought to be to work. And I'm made to understand that once a taxi driver refuses his service, then the next driver in line will take it. This suspension come, and I think at a very draconian measure, and I think inhumane measure by Mr. Garland.
Grant said that penalizing the drivers for protesting is a breach of their constitutional rights, and they will seek a legal redress in the form of a letter to the minister responsible and further judicial review of Garland's position. So what's left for them to do now, and how will they feed their families for the next 3 months? The drivers say they need to get back on the taxi line now.
I'm not planning on staying down for 3 months, and I don't think I can answer what I'm going to do, but I'm looking for work, but my occupation is driving a cab. So really, I won't be back behind the wheels, and I think we're all looking forward to that.
For WIV4 News, I'm Nikara John.